So, good news is that we've got a job. The bad news is it's still not far enough away from the storm. But instead of being here, which honestly don't get me wrong, it's a nice TA. I'm just not a fan of TAs overall. But I gotta go pick up a trailer, and then I gotta go drop that empty off to swap it out with the loaded one, and then take it to a drop-off point. And then from there, I'm gonna just shut down and do a reset, because at this point that's kind of what I was heading into anyway. But doing the reset where I'm going to be at will end up being just a little bit better, because be a little bit quieter. I mean, not that this place wasn't quiet, but you know. So anyway, we will have to see what happens here. It's gonna be interesting. Definitely gonna be interesting. I will be north of the storm now. I'm still gonna be in it, but I'll be out of the Kinney logging zone. And then figure out what to do from there, because when I was looking at Indianapolis, there's a winter storm warning, but I'm not seeing anything as far as ice is concerned. That's not to say that there won't be ice. The warning was extended through, at the moment, through 1900 on Monday. So I may end up just staying there until Tuesday, and then getting out of there from where I'm going to be at. But we'll have to play it bit by bit here, because there's still a lot of uncertainties right now with this thing, it seems like. So that's that for now. Now, yes, we will be going north on 65 in a little bit. But I'm gonna go find an empty trailer first. Go from there. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, through a series of and then I got sent on a wild goose chase to pick up an empty trailer at a location where there were plenty of empty trailers. I checked 28 trailers. Not a single one of them were empty. So, going off to a different location to pick one up. So that's only going to set me back about 2 hours, not including the hour that I had to spend trying to get around to, and looking at those loaded empty trailers, So I've still got about another 30 minutes left in this portion of things. Then to get in there and to hook up with the trailer, that'll probably take about another 30 minutes. And then get back on the road to go pick up the actual actual loaded trailer that's a part of this job, and then come back to Indianapolis. And then proceed to shut down and get ready for this storm to roll through. I'm still ahead of the storm. Last thing that I saw, which was probably at about 1600, was that there's going to be a few inches of snow, but not any ice that's going to be as bad as where I was planning on riding this thing out, which was over at TA back in Seymour, Indiana. However, things could change, because if there's anything that this Florida boy has learned from dealing with almost 40 years of hurricanes, is that weather can change just like that. So we'll see what happens. But I will be in a safe haven.
Take exit 106 to I-74 West.
And guess I'll just take the next few days off.
Then turn left. Turn right. Then turn left.
Shush. Okay, so here's the update. I was supposed to go from just outside of Seymour, Indiana, over to Frankfort, Indiana, to pick up a load and then take it to a location in Indianapolis. Well, since I didn't have an empty trailer from yesterday, like I told them, I had to go over to Brownsburg to a Home Goods, pick up an empty trailer there, and then go from there off to Frankfort, Indiana, to pick the load up, swap the trailers out. And I get there, and they tell me that there's no information on that load, that it's not ready. I was 20 hours into a reset when we were last in Seymour, and I came off of this job because I figured I would squeeze one more in before the storm got here, because it would take me from really one safe haven to another one, and that was perfectly fine. But when I called my dispatch, told them the situation and everything, they were, all right, well, we'll start working on it and all that stuff. So the good thing is that at least I'm getting the miles that I had driven out of that, paid at least and all. And I told them, said, look, I came out of a reset to help you all, and we're really less than 12 hours away from when this storm is supposed to start settling into where I am now. Good thing about where I am, which is a Love's just outside of Brownsburg, Indiana, is that it'll put me a little further north from the center of the storm, so hopefully I won't have as bad of an impact as I would have had at Seymour when I was at that TA Travel Center. So there's that. And like I said, I'm at a Love's now. Depending on what the weather looks like, I'll definitely still go ahead and grab some more footage. I now have a trailer with me, so that's going to be the big difference from Seymour to now, is that I have more equipment to worry about, but that's fine. And we'll just hang out here for the weekend, because I've told them that I am going to go and do a legitimate reset now because of everything that was happening, which would, let's see, it's about 2100 on Saturday, so technically my 34-hour reset would be done right around about 7 a.m. on Monday morning. Yeah, I'm a Floridian, sadly. And if you know your history, we don't number well. Anyway, no, yeah, it would be 7 a.m. But that will all depend on what the weather is doing as well, because there was a message that popped up that was saying that the storm warning has been extended until right around 1900 on Monday night. So I have no problem hanging out for a few days. Probably won't get paid for it. Might be able to talk to them and be like, hey, the weather kind of kept me from rolling, but I will worry about that later. For now, should probably get some sleep. I know I'm there. I'm ready for it. So the storm should be getting here sometime, at least starting to roll through sometime between 07 and 08, maybe 09 tomorrow. So we'll check in around then and start doing that video montage. So yeah, go to sleep, or don't, because I can't really tell you what to do. Anyway, good night. It's about 1300 on the 5th. Obviously from the previous portion of the video, there's been a little bit of accumulation on the ground. I've looked at the updated reports and I think I'm gonna luck out, and it won't be as bad as it could have been, at least in my area. I still have no plans to move. Because I'd rather be safely parked in a parking lot at a truck stop than jackknifed or rolled over on the highway. So I have plenty of time to ride this thing out, and as it stands right now, I'm probably going to end up staying here. about 18:30 on Sunday the 5th, and this is probably going to be the last video that I do for the night, just because it's not enough light. Anyway, they're projecting like 5 to 8 inches of snow, really between tonight and tomorrow, so that's obviously not going to be a lot. However, I have seen a lot of reports of vehicle crashes. A few semis have been involved. So my continued plan has been that I was going to wait this storm out, and the winter warning, or winter storm warning rather, runs through tomorrow night until about 1900. So I think I'm going to stick with my plan of about leaving out of here on Tuesday. See if I can sneak in between this storm, well, the back end of this storm and the one that's coming in from Oregon, and then hopefully be able to stay down in the south. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to try, if I can remember in the morning. I'd have to bundle up, but I'll see about getting some footage outside of the truck and kind of show you what it looked like after the overnight snowstorm. There was a snowplow that had been moving through about every hour earlier, and I haven't heard them come through. And when I'm taking a look outside, I don't see the driveway being treated recently, so they are probably done with us for now. Tell, but it's about 8 a.m. on Monday morning. Obviously, we're still at the same lows that we've been at. It's still snowing. Right now, it's 20 degrees outside. However, that whole wind chill, the heat index and all that, I take that into account. So even though the temperature is apparently 20 degrees outside, it actually feels like 0. So therefore, it's 0 degrees outside, because if it was 20 degrees, then it would actually feel warmer out there. As the great Lewis Black once said, going by the regular temperature gives me hope. It's supposed to start tapering off in a little bit, but the problem is, though, is that right behind that, it's going to start getting pretty windy as the rest of this thing kind of kicks out. So we shall see what happens. which isn't a lot. That is absolutely something I can deal with. The biggest thing is that I go from wearing my my shoes to my boots, so not a big problem if I decide to go out there and go to the truck stop and something like that. So we'll see what happens, and hope for the best. Well, it looks a lot different than it did earlier this morning. It's about a quarter after 2 o'clock. Storm is completely past us now, but like I was mentioning earlier, we still have those winds that are supposedly going to be coming through soon. If I remember correctly, they said that the winds would have already started by now, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, looks like the worst of it is over, so we'll definitely be able to start rolling tomorrow. The snowplow has been coming through, and you've seen it in some of the other portions of the video. They've been going almost non-stop for about the past 2 or 3 hours now, trying to clear all this out. They've done a real good job of it. So that's that. Oh, there it goes. And we'll go from there soon. So that's here. So see how deep this is. So I'll have to kind of dig that out. So it's 6th. The area that I'm in. So I'm still under the winter storm threat. That's still holding. Now the one big thing in the wind gusts that are coming onto that 1900 time frame for it, I'm going to be up around 25 miles an hour usually, but there's also